Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
Acast recommends podcasts we love.
What do we have on the Des Bishop podcast? Anything from serious life issues with John Bishop.
But I am having a mortality crisis.
Aisling B taking the piss.
In New York City. I got kicked out of New York City for eating too many pickles. I had to go to Ireland.
Or talking about love with regular guest host Joanne McNally.
I'd run home and smell them and stuff because I miss them so much.
Listen to the Des Bishop podcast every week on Acast.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts, including the Irish History Podcast, The Two Johnnies, and the one you're listening to right now.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Cue music.
This is Movies First with Alex First.
For the most part, a two-hander. This psychological thriller set in the Pacific Northwest has twists aplenty and kept me engaged throughout. 6 months ago, Jessica, played by Jules Willcox, lost her husband in tragic circumstances, and now she's decided to move away. Her parents were going to help her pack, but she decided to do it alone and avoid especially her mother's scrutiny. Hitching a closed trailer to her car, she's on her way. But on the long journey, a strange thing happens. She's almost killed in an unlikely incident involving another vehicle, in which the driver, who she can't make out, appears to be taunting her. Shaken, Jess is increasingly alarmed as that man, Marc Menchaca, and his car seem to be everywhere she is. At one point, he introduces himself to her, but Jess is wary. And I'm here to tell you she has every reason to be, because he's an unhinged individual who sees Jess as his plaything. Before this is over, she's in for the fight of her life, as he won't relent. As the story develops, we learn a little more about her husband and his family, who has no idea what he's been up to. The screws are turned tightly, with Jess having to show her resourcefulness and inner strength in order to try to survive her ordeal.
Movies First with Alex First.
Credit must go to writer Mattias Olsson for crafting such a compelling narrative, and director John Hyams for maintaining the tension. Both understand the genre and make the most of that insight. I thought the two leads played their parts well. Willcox captured the fear and resilience of her character, while Menchaca combined evil intent with boldness and craftiness. The diversity of settings, including bushland and rapids, aided the cause and were well captured by the cinematographer. The soundscape boosted the atmosphere around the travails of the antagonists. The best of this breed not only keep you guessing, but have a sense of dread and impending doom throughout. Alone moves down that path. It's opening in select cinemas and can be accessed via Foxtel and Fetch. It scores a 7 to 7.5 out of 10.
You've been listening to Movies First with Alex First. Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Welcome to a new podcast for the movie lover in all of us.
Hi, Richard Kuipers here, host of the Classic Film Club. I'm a film critic for the international trade paper Variety, a documentary filmmaker, and I program the Freak Me Out sidebar at Sydney Film Festival. Apart from all that, I've been a film fanatic all my life. I'm especially interested in looking at old movie classics through modern eyes and shining a light on lesser-known treasures from the past 125 years of cinema.
The Classic Film Club, available via Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. For more details, join our Facebook group. Just search for the Classic Film Club podcast group or visit our website at theclassicfilmclub.com. The Classic Film Club, new from Bytes.com.